The Art of Forgetting. How to build a second brain and reclaim your mind. The weight of the infinite scroll. You know the feeling. It starts the moment you wake up. You reach for your phone, and before your eyes have fully adjusted to the morning light, the floodgates open. Notifications, emails, news headlines, tweets, and articles pour into your consciousness. You consume, you absorb, you feel productive because you are taking in so much data. You listen to a podcast on your commute, you read a non-fiction book during your lunch break, and you watch educational videos before bed. You are a sponge, soaking up the collective knowledge of the world. But then, a week passes, maybe even just a few days. You try to recall that brilliant strategy you heard in the podcast. You reach for that insightful quote from the book you swore changed your life, and you find nothing. Just a vague sense of familiarity. A fog. You know you knew it, but you cannot access it. The information is gone, washed away by the next wave of content. This is the modern condition. You are living in an era of infinite information, but finite retention. You are terrified of missing out, terrified of falling behind, so you cram more and more into your head. But your brain was not built for this. You are trying to fill a thimble with a firehose. This cycle of consumption and forgetting is not just frustrating, it is exhausting. It leads to a specific kind of anxiety, a feeling that you are constantly running on a treadmill, sweating and panting, but getting nowhere. You are information rich, but knowledge poor. The biological lie. You tell yourself. The problem lies in a fundamental misunderstanding of your own biology. You have spent your whole life believing that intelligence is measured by how much you can remember. Schools taught you this. Exams tested your ability to hold facts in your head for a few hours. You grew up thinking your brain was a storage facility, a warehouse where you stack boxes of facts. But that is not what your brain is. Your brain is a factory, not a warehouse. It is designed for processing, for connecting, for creating, and for reacting. It is a terrible hard drive. It is emotional, it is porous, and it is biased. When you try to force it to act as a cold static storage device, you clog the machinery. You use up all your cognitive energy trying to hold on to fleeting thoughts, leaving no energy for actually doing anything with them. Imagine you are trying to cook a gourmet meal, but your kitchen counters are piled high with unopened groceries, dirty dishes, and random mail. You have no space to chop vegetables. You have no room to plate the food. That is your mind right now. You are so busy storing the ingredients of knowledge that you never have the space to cook the meal of insight. The concept of the second brain. There is a way out of this trap. It requires you to surrender the ego of memory. You must admit that your biological brain is insufficient for the demands of the modern world. You need help. You need an extension. You need a second brain. The concept is simple yet profound. A second brain is an external digital system where you record everything that resonates with you. It is a trusted place outside of your head where you save your ideas, your notes, the quotes that move you, and the facts you need to reference. It is not just a to-do list or a pile of random files. It is a living, breathing archive of your life's learning. When you adopt this philosophy, something magical happens. You stop worrying about forgetting. You know that if something is important, it is safe. It is in the system. You can let it go from your biological mind. This release creates a sudden, massive expansion of mental space. The anxiety of, I must remember this, vanishes. You can finally breathe. You can finally focus on the present moment, knowing your past learnings are secure and your future ideas are captured. Capturing the sparks. How do you begin this transformation? It starts with the habit of capture. Right now, when you have a great idea in the shower or hear a great line in a movie, you tell yourself you will remember it. You rarely do. Building a second brain means you never rely on your memory for these sparks. You use tools. You use apps. When you read an article, you do not just skim it. You highlight the parts that make your heart beat faster. When you have a sudden realization while walking the dog, you record a voice note. You become a collector of your own intellectual life. But you must be selective. You are not a hoarder. You are a curator. You are not saving everything. You are saving only what resonates. You are saving the things that surprise you, that challenge you, or that solve a problem you are currently facing. You are building a private library where every single book was chosen by you, for you. Think of it like this. You are a gold miner. The river of information flows past you every day. Most of it is just mud and water. Your job is not to bottle the water. Your job is to spot the gold nuggets, the rare and valuable insights, and put them in your pocket. Your second brain is that pocket. Organizing for actionability. Now you have a collection of notes, highlights, and ideas. The old way of organizing would be to sort them by topic. You would create folders like marketing, psychology, or history. This seems logical, but it is a trap. It turns your system into a graveyard. When you put a note in a psychology folder, you are essentially burying it. You will likely never look at it again until you specifically decide to study psychology years later. The second brain method asks you to flip this on its head. Do not organize by where the information came from. Organize by where it is going. Organize by actionability. Ask yourself, in which project will this be useful? If you are writing a book, the note goes into the book project folder. If you are planning a renovation, the design inspiration goes into the renovation folder. You are organizing your digital life around the projects you are actively working on right now. This makes your information alive. It puts the tools right next to the work. When you sit down to work on a project, you do not have to start from a blank page. You open your project folder and find 5 or 10 notes, articles, and ideas you have already collected. You are already halfway there. Distilling the essence. There is a danger in digital notes. They can become bloated. You might clip an entire article just to save one paragraph. If you open a note 6 months from now and see 10 pages of text, you will close it immediately. It is too much friction. This is why you must distill. You must refine. This is a process of progressive summarization. Imagine you save a long article. Later, when you review it, you bold the most important sentences. Later still, you highlight the very best of those bolded sentences. Finally, you might write a short executive summary at the very top in your own words. By doing this, you are being kind to your future self. You are packaging the information so that it can be consumed in seconds. You are turning raw data into potent knowledge. When you look at that note in a year, you won't have to reread the whole article. You will see the summary, the highlights, and you will instantly download the knowledge back into your biological brain. You are creating a user interface for your own knowledge. The shift from consumer to creator. The ultimate goal of the second brain is not just to be organized, it is to create. This is the shift that changes your life. Most people are passive consumers. They let the world happen to them. They eat what is served. When you have a second brain, you become a creator. You have a massive reservoir of material at your fingertips. You start to see connections that others miss. You see how a concept from architecture relates to web design. You see how a philosophy from the 18th century solves a modern business problem. You become a synthesizer. You stop waiting for inspiration to strike. Inspiration is for amateurs. You have something better than inspiration. You have a system. You can sit down at your desk, open your second brain, and start assembling pieces. Writing becomes less like staring at a blinking cursor and more like playing with Lego bricks. You are just assembling the pieces you have already collected. The emotional release. There is a profound psychological effect to this process. It is the alleviation of a specific modern burden. You carry so much mental load. You worry about your job, your family, your health, and the state of the world. On top of that, you try to remember your grocery list and the title of that book your friend recommended. When you trust your second brain, you can let go of the trivial. You can outsource the job of memory. This clears the noise. It allows you to be present. When you are having dinner with a friend, you are not half distracted trying to remember a task. The task is in the system. You are here. You are listening. You begin to trust yourself more. You know that you are building an asset that grows in value over time. Every day you add a note, your second brain gets smarter. It is an investment in your own intellectual capital. It is a legacy you leave for yourself. The tools of the trade. You might be wondering what tools you need. Is it a notebook? A complex software? The truth is, the tool matters less than the behavior, but digital tools offer speed and searchability that paper cannot match. Applications like Notion, Evernote, or Obsidian become your digital sanctum. They are the container for your second brain. But do not get obsessed with the features. Do not spend weeks tweaking the colors of your dashboard. That is just productive procrastination. The best tool is the one that reduces friction. It should be effortless to capture a thought. It should be beautiful enough that you want to spend time in it. It should be flexible enough to grow with you. But remember, the software is just the house. You are the one who has to live in it. You are the one who has to fill it with furniture. The daily practice. So, how does your day look now? You wake up. You do not dive into the chaos of the internet immediately. You check your second brain. You look at your active projects. You see what needs your attention. During the day, you are still a sponge, but now you have a filter. You read an article, and you capture the best parts. You have a conversation, and you write down a key takeaway. You are constantly feeding your system. In the evening, you do not just collapse. You spend 10 minutes tidying up. You move the new notes into their project folders. You review what you captured. You distill a few ideas. This is not a chore. It is a ritual. It is a way of closing the loops, of telling your brain that it is okay to shut down for the night because everything is safe. The freedom of empty space. Eventually, you reach a state of equilibrium. Your biological brain is quiet. It is not frantic. It is empty in the best possible way. It is empty like a clean canvas is empty. It is ready. Because you are no longer using your energy to hold on to the past, you have 100% of your energy available for the present. You can think deeply. You can follow a complex train of thought without being interrupted by the fear of forgetting. You have upgraded your hardware by offloading the storage to the cloud. This is the promise of the second brain. It is not about becoming a robot. It is about becoming more human. It is about using technology to handle the robotic tasks of storage and retrieval so that you can be free to do what humans do best. Imagine, empathize, connect, and create. Your new reality. You stand now at a crossroads. You can continue as you were, letting the river of information wash over you, leaving you wet but thirsty. You can continue the struggle of trying to remember, the anxiety of forgetting, and the frustration of stagnation. Or you can build the system. You can start today. Open a notes app. Create a folder called Inbox. Write down the very next thought that comes into your head. Feel the tiny release of weight. That is the beginning. You are building a structure that will support your genius. You are admitting that you are fallible, and in that admission, you find strength. You are no longer just a consumer of the world. You are an archivist of your own existence. You are a creator waiting to happen. Your second brain is waiting for you. It is empty, silent, and ready to hold the weight of the world for you. All you have to do is trust it. All you have to do is... Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. If you enjoyed this video, learned something new, or simply want to see more content like this, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Your support truly helps the channel grow and reach more people. And if you have thoughts or ideas you'd like to share, feel free to leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. See you in the next video.